G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Samsung Kitchen, where I bring to you budget-friendly recipes with sustainability in mind. So last video, bubble tea went really well. So I'm going to continue introduce you guys more of the Taiwanese street food, Taiwanese culture. Bubble tea, fried chicken, absolute killer combo. Killer in terms of killer of your perfectly great health. Or killer in terms of just a really naughty but such a guilty pleasure. So we've already done bubble tea. I thought why not complete the guilt and introduce you guys to a type of fried chicken that actually originated from the district that I grew up in. Their specialty is this fried chicken that is gigantic, larger than your face. They're fried to perfection, and the sprinkle of seasoning on top completed. And my personal favorite, I always like a little bit of spiciness to it. Oh boy, just walking down the night market street with bubble tea on one hand and gigantic fried chicken in the other. It cannot get any better than that. So behind me, we've got our list of ingredients we need today. Obviously you need some chicken. Just got some chicken breasts here. It's easier to handle and there's no bone we need to play with. For our batter, we're going to use egg. It's our binding agent, and obviously just some flour to make that crusty exterior. And on the left, we've got our seasoning. Salt to season, bicarb to make our chicken nice and moist. I'll show you how to do that. Can't go without MSG, sorry. And just some 5 spice to marinate as well as to sprinkle on top. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to butterfly our chicken. Grab a piece of chicken. We start by cutting off the chicken tendon. It's just hanging off the chicken breast, so for cooking consistency, we are best to take it off. Take the skin off as well. It's a delicacy on its own, so we will fry it separately. In order to reach a maximum surface area, I'm showing you this technique called butterfly. It's a Western cooking technique used to spread and thin out a thick cut of meat. Go from one end of the chicken breast, we cut right down the middle horizontally, but don't cut all the way through. Do that a few times on parts that is thick enough to butterfly until we get a wide and uniform piece of chicken breast. So with that, we've got our chicken all butterflied. It started with about palm size, now it's bigger than my hand. And next step, we're going to marinate these chicken. Throw our tendon and chicken skin in the bowl, as well as our chicken breast. Seasoning wise, obviously we are going to need some salt, about 5 grams. We don't want it to be super salty, but just enough to season. 5 spice, a good sprinkle just to be present but not overpower the chicken flavor, just so that when we bite into the chicken, it's intriguing, like, hey, there is something in there. To make our chicken super juicy, key ingredients is bicarb or baking soda. About 1 gram of bicarbonated soda paired with about 20 to 30 grams of water so the chicken can drink the liquid up. Give it a good mixing to rub the flavor in. And now we'll let our chicken chill in the fridge for 30 minutes. Take the chicken out and you can see that there is not a lot of liquid left behind at all. Our chicken has absorbed it all with the help of bicarbonated soda. Give the bowl a rinse to wash any of the excess liquid off. Back at the bench, prep up 2 stations, egg wash and flour station. Into the same bowl, crack 1 egg in and break up the egg. I'm adding in a tad of water to make the egg wash go just a little bit further. Whisk it up and put it aside. In a plate or baking tray, pour in 50 grams of plain flour, 5 grams of salt, and a little sprinkle of 5 spice. Mix it up and combine it well. With dredging, we're going to do a dry, wet and dry 3 steps approach. First, coat our chicken with the flour mix. Make sure both sides are well coated. Shake off any excess flour and then onto a drying rack. Next step is our wet step. Dip our chicken in the egg wash. Same deal as previously, make sure both sides have got a good amount of egg wash. And then back into the flour again. The 3-step process, make sure our chicken clings onto the flour coating nice and tight for ultimate crunchiness and texture. So because the chicken that we are frying are quite big, so I opted for a large, wider surface kind of pan. But if you've got Dutch oven, that totally works fine too. A flat-based frying pan on the stove. Heat on medium and add in some neutral oil with high smoking point for frying. Once our oil comes up to 170 to 180 degrees Celsius, it's ready for our chicken. Due to the large size of our chicken, as well as not to lose too much heat in one go, we're doing one piece at a time. Chicken in. As always, lay away from yourself for safety. If your chicken is forming air bubbles like this, make sure that you poke a few holes with tongs or chopsticks so it cooks evenly. Flip the chicken over once it's golden brown on the cooked side. Cook for the same amount of time and take it out once it's golden and crispy on both sides. Thickness like this should take a very short amount of time to cook through. Now the chicken's all cooked, we are on the home stretch. Next, we're making a simple yet super addictive seasoning to dust over the chicken. Do 3 parts salt, 1 part MSG, and 1 part 5 spice. If you got some white pepper handy, throw some of that good stuff in there too. Give it a good mix to combine well. To make this complete, give a good sprinkle on both sides of the chicken. And that's it, that is our Taiwanese fried chicken done. The cost breakdown is right on the screen here. For each piece of chicken, it costs about $1.09 to make. Alright, and there we have it. That is our Taiwanese fried chicken all done right here. Going to dig in and just let you know how it tastes like. The crispy texture, the chicken's quite moist still, thanks to the velveting technique that I borrowed from typical Chinese cooking. MSG, salt and spice right on top of it. This over here, size-wise, not as impressive.
That's what she said!
If I remember it correctly, they used a meat tenderizer and smashed the crap out of it, but just utilizing the butterfly skill to expand our chicken breast with minimum tools and equipment required. That worked out really well. In general, I'm super stoked with how this turned out, and I hope you give this a go. This is a really interesting way to make chicken go further, an Asian twist on the typical fried chicken. Well, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoy it. Give this recipe a try. If you like my videos, consider subscribing to my channel. I have a new video coming out every 2 weeks. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one.